Hello and welcome back to Excelsive. I have a quick video today to share with you all. I'm sure most of you have at least at some point in your Excel journey come across with Excel being slow. When I say slow Excel, it's kind of a blanket term, but I have realized in my years of Excelling that if my Excel has ever been slow, there are a couple of reasons for that. And if you're facing the same issue, you need to do what I do, which is do some digging as to when is it being slow. If you divide your Excel workflow, there are basically three stages. The first, when Excel is opened. Doesn't matter if you have just opened Excel as an app or opened an Excel file. Excel has to load first. So that's stage one. Second stage is the file itself. If it's too big or contains too many formulas, it'll take ages to load. The third and the last stage will be if you're trying to use formulas on a very large file and it's taking its own sweet time to calculate results. It goes without saying that the whole thing depends on your system configuration. You can't be using a decade-old processor with 2 GB RAM and complaining about Excel being slow. But if you have recent system configuration with decent system specs and still think you should do something about it, I'll tell you what you should. First off, if you have a big file opened up in Excel, try and close all resource-hungry apps running on your system. That's foremost. Apart from that, let's move on. We'll handle the opening of Excel bit in this video. Let me show you what I mean. If I am to open Excel right now, notice the Excel startup window comes up, and then we have these .xlam bits which are being opened, and then we have the add-ins. Keep in mind, mine says opening 2 of 3, data streamer, yours might be different. There is another one, Eurotool, and now Solver, which is another great add-in. You should check out the video I made about Solver and Goalseek. And now our homepage of Excel opens up. So it stands to reason that if we can get rid of all these add-ins, we can speed up loading Excel, and while we are working with Excel, we can be sure that these add-ins are not eating any of our resources, just by the fact that they were loaded while opening Excel. Don't get me wrong though, if you need any of these add-ins like daily, you can leave that. But I'm sure most of us have just installed these add-ins once and now they're just there. And in any case, if we find their need again, we can very easily activate them as well. So let's get rid of these add-ins and give our Excel a much needed weight off its shoulders, so to speak. Let's open a blank file and now go to File, Options, and under here, go down to Add-ins. And in here, you can see a list of some of the add-ins. Why did I say some and not all? I'll show you in a minute. Get down to Manage, and while you have Excel add-ins in this drop-down, click on Go. This brings us this dialog box. All you have to do is to uncheck all of them and click on OK. And something did happen, but we can't see any difference, right? Let's see what does it says in our active add-ons. So go back to File, Options, Add-ins, and now we only have these. Let's get rid of these two. Again, let's get here, and this time in our drop-down, choose COM add-ins. And it gets us here. Same deal. Uncheck all of these. Keep your sight on these tabs up top of Power Pivot and Data Streamer. The moment I click on OK, they're gone. These are the major resource hoggers and we are done here. Now to delete those add-ins which are not mentioned here, and hence I said some of the add-ins. If you have subscribed to my channel, which you should, and watch my videos regularly, which again you should, you know in not so distant past, I made 2 videos. One about integrating ChatGPT in Excel and another one for QR codes in Excel. Both of these required installing an add-in. You might be using either of these add-ins in your daily routine, but I don't. So let's get rid of them as well. Let's get to our Home tab and click on Add-in. Under My Add-ins, you see I have these 2 add-ins installed. But how do you remove them? Right-clicking on them doesn't work, and if I click on either one of them, it opens them and all I can do is close them from here. So how do you remove them? They were not even shown under Options and Add-ins we did earlier. I was stumped too, but after some digging around here, I found the fix. And in order to remove them, you need to have the developer tab. But we can't see that here. So let's get it first. Right click on any empty space here, go to customize the ribbon, and in this box here, scroll down and put a check on developer. Hit OK and here it is. Let's see what options does it has. It has a whole group titled add-ins, and we have our Excel and COM add-ins button here as well. Let's see what they can do. Let's click on Excel add-ins first, and it takes us to the same box that we had to go through File, Options, and then through that drop down. So this is the best way to get here. Same thing with the COM add-in button. Click on it and we are there. But we're here for this one, add-ins. Click on it and it might take a second or two to load and gets you here. Just make sure you are under My Add-ins and not Store. Now, if we hover our mouse on any of these add-ins, we see these three dots, which were not available earlier. Click on it and we have three options: Details, Rate and Review, and Remove. We are interested in removing them, so let's go with that. Here we get an information box which says that if we click on Remove, this add-in will be removed from this device only, which means if you have a Microsoft 365 plan and have installed Office on more than one system like I have, because I have it on 2 Windows systems and 2 Macs. We have to click on refresh on them here and then remove. So let's click on remove here and it might again take a second or two and done. Let's do the same with this one and remove again and done. Now we have removed all the add-ins. Before we move forward, let me tell you something. You can get to the My Add-ins section from here as well. When you click on add-ins, click on more add-ins here and then click on My Add-ins up here. But that takes longer, and having the developer tab gets you quick access to other add-ins too. But it's your choice. I just showed you both ways to get it done. Now close Excel. Better if you can restart your system, that'll be golden. But just for the purpose of this video, let's close Excel and start it again. Open a Run dialog, Excel, and enter, and let's see. It didn't load all those add-ons and therefore it has been quicker. Not only that, now since those add-ins are not running in the background, you will notice a speed bump in your daily Excel routine. But if you are using large data sets loaded with various lookup formulas and whatnots, maybe you need another video to show you how you can optimize those. Subscribe so you don't miss that, and don't forget to comment if you have any more ideas about speeding up Excel. Share it with other Excel lovers and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy spreadsheeting.